Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea starting the second quarter. What a great day we had. A lot of equity talk, stock market. For the first time, I'm on Dow 40,000 watch. We're at Dow 39,000 something, whatever. But it's there, and it's the equity market, not only the Q1 lift, but lifting from October and far more lifting from a year ago, October. It's been a heck of a move. Many of you in the market and those that have missed the market are acutely aware of these valuations. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about one of the moonshots out there, not BitDog. We'll do that. I promise we'll do BitDog on single best idea. Bitcoin, I should say, on single best idea. But we're going to look at cocoa here in a moment with the great Kona Haque of ED&F. But first of all, I've been dying to do this. There are people that have pedigrees in academics that give pause. Jim Caron at Morgan Stanley did physics at Bowdoin, which is a really well-known school for that, small liberal arts, but with a huge science integrity. And then he wandered out to a small school called California Institute of Technology, Caltech, did the same thing onto a sterling academic career at Morgan Stanley in bonds. I have been dying to talk to Jim Caron about the vogue, the rage right now of momentum as a factor. Rho equals MV. I'm not going to go into the physics here. It's a Monday. My brain's not working. But needless to say, I have real trouble with the physics envy, the physics mathematics, bringing it over to the stock market. Jim Caron said, no, there's something to momentum.
The way that we think about this in the markets, I mean, obviously we look at different factors, and momentum is one of the factors that's in the markets. And there's many ways to calculate this. I mean, obviously, it's just the consistency and of price change, and not just the consistency of price change, but its inability to deviate meaningfully from a direction. So if there's positive momentum in the marketplace, there could be a dip, but that dip is very short-lived, and it just continues on the path that it was on before. So that's the momentum that we're facing, and that's really one of the key factors across most of the equity sectors right now, particularly in technology. And it's one of the things that is a driving factor. It's a risk, because if momentum turns, then it's going to hurt a lot of things all at once. And I think we need to be a little bit worried about that. But so far, momentum is your friend.
Jim Caron of Morgan Stanley. Momentum is a vector. It's like an arrow in space. And it's the price, in this case, series, traveling upon the vector. And what's the word that I really focus on here is the magnitude, the oomph of that vector through space. And right now, the oomph of the equity market is noted. And Mr. Caron said, I think what he said to honor the late Marty Zweig, the trend is your friend until it's not. I don't think there's a trend to cocoa. I don't know what to do with this. Long ago and far away in my ute, I had an injury in hockey, and I was flat on my back for a good 10 weeks, 12 weeks, crutches and all that, but basically I was horizontal. And I put around the bed in the family TV room 20 or 30 books that my mother dutifully went and got from the library, and one of them was on commodities. It was called Cohen. And the first commodity I ever studied was cocoa. Cocoa is 2 or 3 countries in West Africa. It is a huge oddity, and when the oddity goes up or down, it trends. We've now had an explosive moonshot, a trend in cocoa. And for days I've said to the team, Eric Muller and the team, get Kona Haque. She is outstanding on the softs and brings an old world view to it. She is with ED&F on the moonshot of cocoa. Kona Haque.
Oh my God, it really is a moonshot. It's skyrocketing. I've never seen anything like this. It's supply demand. It's incredibly volatile. And you're right, it doesn't trend with anything else. Cocoa production is so concentrated in a handful of countries, which are very much influenced by their own set of microclimatic factors. It's very particular. It is fairly elastic. It's not a staple like grains or vegetable oils, which you cannot do without. There are some people who will say that chocolate is very addictive, but at the end of the day, if it was up to feeding and having cereal and rice and something to sustain you with versus that indulgent, lovely bit of chocolate, you know what you're going to go for.
That elastic word is microeconomics. I'm going to call it Marshallian economics for responsiveness. There is elastic and inelastic. Your need for water, your need for milk, your need for your Cheerios is pretty inelastic. You have to have your Wheaties every morning. But chocolate is supposed to be inelastic, where if the price goes up, we say no, or we substitute something else. Eric, did you observe that this weekend at the House? I did not observe an elastic chocolate function. It was very inelastic and all-consuming, and I couldn't believe what some of these upscale boutique chocolates run right now. It's like refinance the house. Anyways, Kona Haque there, VD&F on cocoa. Single best idea is simply two of the many, many conversations we do each day. To review, we're on from 7 to 10 a.m., 3 hours every morning here on Bloomberg Radio in New York. The distribution is Apple CarPlay. We are humbled by it. And also YouTube, search Bloomberg Podcasts on YouTube, and it will get you to our white screen. We're working on that right now and working on a bunch of other projects as well. What we want to do is make 6 or 7 minutes of single best idea part of your podcast day. We know you're listening to longer podcasts, including many from Bloomberg. Odd Lots on Fire, I'd point out, Joe Weisenthal and Tracy Alloway, but we're hoping a quick 6 or 7 minutes can be part of your day, that single best idea.